Welcome one and all. My name is Edward Williams and I'm the executive pastor at Mount Olivet Baptist Church. And it's my extreme privilege and pleasure to be with you on this day during this occasion where we honor one of our own, your brother, my brother, your friend, your colleague, John Hairston. John, first of all, man, I want to say to you, congratulations on your appointment. Man, I know you've put in the work over the years. And I can't think of a person who's more qualified and more capable of leading the organization at such a time as this. So congratulations to you. To the rest of you, I've been asked to provide the opening prayer for this occasion. And so if you would, in whatever way is your tradition, your posture for prayer or meditation, would you join with me now at this time? Our Father and our God, we honor you and we thank you. And we glorify your name on today. Father, I ask your presence would be with us during this occasion. And more so, God, I ask that your presence and your power would be with John as he takes over the helm of this organization. God, thank you for the promotion that you have granted to him. Father, we know that consistent with your word, that promotion comes from you. And so, God, I pray that since you have promoted him, that you will be with him, that you will lead him, that you will guide him. God, I pray that you will grant him wisdom from on high, wisdom that is beyond even his own understanding or imagination. Father, I pray that you will give him great courage to make choices and to make decisions. God, I pray that you will give him success in the things that he says and in the things that he does. But most of all, God, I pray that he would always know that you are with him every step of the way, and that in his leading and in his guiding, God, I pray that he will never forget that he is one of your choice vessels. And so, Father, may he continue to love you with all of his heart, soul, mind, and strength, and in like manner that he would love his brother as himself. So, God, grant him the wisdom, grant him the success, God, grant him the courage, grant him the humility to be a great leader of this organization. We ask, God, that your presence would just be over all of the rest of the festivities and the parts and pieces of what will transpire on today. We ask this now in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Welcome to the first swearing-in ceremony for John Hairston. I'm Dan James, Deputy Administrator of the Bonneville Power Administration. I really appreciate you joining us for this special event today. I'm honored to be your MC. And just a note, there will be an opportunity for each of you to say something a little bit later, so start thinking about that if you'd like to. You have plenty of time near the end. This event today is truly special. The person who is being sworn in as a colleague is a colleague I've become close to, somebody that I respect and admire, and truly has dedicated his career to this great agency and to serving the people of the Northwest. I know he will do great things because he already has. In January, the U.S. Department of Energy named John Hairston our 16th administrator and CEO of the Bonneville Power Administration. As a nonprofit federal power marketing agency under the department, John is responsible for overseeing the marketing of carbon-free power from the Columbia River hydroelectric dams and the region's one nuclear plant. BPA also operates most of the high-voltage power grid across the Pacific Northwest, distributing renewable energy to the region and beyond. BPA promotes energy efficiency, renewable resources, and new technologies that improve our ability to deliver on our mission. We also fund regional efforts to protect and rebuild fish and wildlife populations affected by hydropower development and operation in the Columbia River Basin. BPA is committed to public service, and we seek to make decisions in a manner that provide opportunities for input from all stakeholders. In our vision statement, BPA dedicates itself to providing high system reliability, low rates consistent with sound business principles, environmental stewardship, and accountability. John, as many of you know, is a longtime BPA employee and leader. In his nearly 30-year career, he has already made a lasting and significant impact on the agency. For example, as BPA's Chief Compliance Officer beginning in 2006, he led a transformation of the agency's compliance and regulatory program. And as Chief Administrative Officer and Chief Operating Officer, he's led nearly every BPA organization and advised the administrator on some of the most challenging issues facing the agency. It was clear to the Secretary of Energy that John was the right person to lead BPA at this time of great change in our industry, our region, and our nation. John grew up in Portland and graduated from Grant High School, right up the street from BPA headquarters. He began his BPA career as an economist, fresh out of college. Initially, he worked 6 months in the office and then spent 6 months focusing on professional baseball as an outfielder in the Chicago White Sox organization. Occasionally, BPA would send him work, and he did it while traveling between games. He must have enjoyed the road work, and it must have made some very interesting conversations on those long bus rides with his teammates. Soon, John was working in the BPA rate forecasting and rate design organizations, and then various positions in our energy efficiency group. He also led the implementation of BPA's Splice product, which to this day accounts for a sizable portion of BPA's annual sales. You could put John at any position. He's strategic, thorough, careful, and he has played many positions. Got to say it, if BPA were a baseball team, you would consider John a highly valuable utility fielder. Did I mention that John has degrees in economics, urban studies, and law as well? Well, he does. His list of qualifications is extremely impressive to academics, athletes, and industry professionals alike. But there's something that really seals the deal for me as his colleague. John is a good man to his core. He comes into this role with a proven commitment to the BPA community, both internal and external. Although I don't think he's ever climbed a power pole, which I'm sure he still has the strength and agility to do, he's well-versed in the risks of some of our most important field work. He's committed to the safety of our workforce as our #1 priority. He's also deeply committed to ensuring that our workforce reflects the society we live in and that every one of our colleagues feels valued and heard. When I first arrived at BPA, we were trying to find time to have an important meeting with a utility executive, and John's calendar was full of something called ERG meeting. And I had to ask somebody to remind me what the ERG company did and why John had so many meetings with them. And then I realized that, well, the ERG was BPA's Employee Resources Group, groups that John has supported as part of our diversity and inclusion initiative. He is absolutely committed to these and many other important issues affecting the nearly 4,000 members of the Bonneville workforce that work hard every day, whether at home, the office, or on a power pole, to bring clean energy to the Northwest. I'm sure I don't need to say this, but I wholeheartedly appreciate the path that he took to get where he is today and believe that he is absolutely 100% prepared for this position. And now I'm happy to introduce Representative Earl Blumenauer, who represents Oregon's 3rd District, where BPA headquarters reside. Mr. Blumenauer, take it away.
Thank you very much, Dan. It's an honor for me to join you in this ceremony today. And I won't repeat, you set the stage in terms of the remarkable career and the qualifications that John has in earning this position. But I would just ask that we reflect for a moment about the circumstances under which we're having this ceremony. We've had one of the most extensive power outages in the Pacific Northwest. It's taking place at a time when Texas has been turned upside down with short-sighted decisions that didn't provide the resources, the planning, the investment in their grid, and they're paying a horrible price for it. We can be proud in the Pacific Northwest, of the role that Bonneville Power has played now. It's approaching a century, being so central to how we do business. Most of the time, people just take it for granted, the integrity of the grid, the qualifications and professionalism of the people who work at BPA. I don't. I understand what impact it makes, and a day like today, it makes it's even more impactful. So let me turn now to one of our neighborhood guys. I'm in the Grant neighborhood as well, and proud to administer the oath of office. John, are you ready?
Yes.
Terrific. Well, if you would raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, John Lewis Hairston,
I,
do solemnly swear
I, John Lewis Hairston, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I take this responsibility freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office
on which I'm about to enter, so help me God.
on which I'm about to enter. So help me God.
Congratulations and best wishes. We look forward to your successful tenure, and thank you and all of the terrific team at BPA for the contributions you make to the health and welfare of the Pacific Northwest. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Congressman.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to today's event. This is a special day for me, but I hope it's meaningful for all of you as well, because this is not just about my swearing in. It's about the future of the Bonneville Power Administration. It's about the region's clean energy future, its long-term economic prosperity, and the quality of life of our Northwest citizens. It's about the direction we are headed and how we are going to work together to write the next chapter in this agency's storied history. I want to thank Congressman Blumenauer for administering the oath of office. The Congressman and I have known each other for over 40 years, dating back to my Little League days when I played baseball with his son, John, at Irving Park in Northeast Portland. It's amazing to think of all of the things that have transpired in both the Congressman's life and mine over the past 4 decades. His participation in my swearing in made a memorable moment even more meaningful. I would also like to thank former DOE Secretary Dan Briette, who entrusted me to lead BPA, and I look forward to working with the Biden administration on priorities that are very closely aligned with BPA's mission. And to the broader Northwest congressional delegation, thank you for the counsel you've provided over the past several months on your constituents' varied interests and priorities. I look forward to building my relationship with each of you and partnering on the issues critical to our region. And thank you to our many utility customers, customer groups, tribal governments, constituent organizations, and federal partners. I appreciate the time you all have given me in the recent months as I've focused on learning and listening to gain a deeper insight into your interests and needs, as well as identify new partnerships to address the significant industry challenges that are in front of us. In my nearly 30 years at Bonneville, there's one thing I've come to realize, that in a leadership role, the only thing that you can do by yourself after the first day is fail. I understand that as a leader, and I am so dependent on those around me, whether it's the people who help me understand issues, those who demonstrate patience with me during the decision-making processes, or those who do all of the sometimes thankless tasks that make the organization successful. It is with this understanding that I come into the job of administrator, knowing that the only way I can succeed in such a critical role is to listen, learn, and rely on those around me, to listen to those who are a broader part of this community and industry leaders, and to the elected officials and tribal and federal partners who all know this region so well. The importance of these partnerships couldn't be any more clearer today. 2020 brought unthinkable challenges to our communities, and many of these challenges still persist today. More recently, extreme winter storms in our nation highlighted the importance of reliable power and transmission services. For Bonneville customers, affordable, reliable power is one thing they've been able to depend on during these uncertain times. And thankfully, we are beginning to see a glimmer of hope on the horizon. We are beginning to see the signs of normalcy creeping back into our daily lives. But even when this pandemic is behind us, we can expect rough waters ahead because challenges and uncertainty are the one constant in our industry. You'd be hard-pressed to find any time in the region's energy past that wasn't marked by one monumental hurdle or another, whether it was powering the war effort in the early 40s, developing technological and engineering advancements that led to the DC intertie in the 60s, figuring out how to implement the sweeping changes of the Northwest Power Act in the 80s. Our managing the power crisis in the early 2000s. To borrow a word from one of my heroes, Nelson Mandela, I imagine each of those challenges seemed impossible until it was done. And that's where we find ourselves today. Today we are facing some of the same challenges of the past. Rate pressures as a result of fluctuations in our economy, the management of an aging asset fleet, and the continual litigation of our approaches to fish and wildlife mitigation. But we now have the additional challenges of resource adequacy, while also navigating the impacts of climate change in the form of extreme weather, wildfires, flood, and drought. We need to modernize the Columbia River Treaty, which will have a major impact on the region for many years to come. We need to build upon our financial strength to give us greater flexibility for strategic asset investments, to enhance our competitiveness through disciplined cost management and revenue enhancements, and to set the foundation for renewing long-term contracts with our customers in 2028. I note these challenges not to set the stage for any type of desperation, but to let you know that just as those who came before us, we too will rise up and provide the leadership, support, and ingenuity the region needs to overcome these obstacles. And when you understand the challenges in front of you, you gain clarity in knowing what your priorities should be. We recently reviewed our strategic plan and reaffirmed many of the priorities I feel are important for BPA's long-term success. Those priorities include deciding whether to join the Western Energy Imbalance Market, and that decision will require a lot more discussion and serious consideration over the next several months. Market governance is extremely important, and I see it as a foundation for BPA's participation in EIM and for the addition of market functions in the future. I'm fully committed to ensuring whatever decision we make is transparent and the region's best interest. BPA's EIM decision and implementation effort are part of an overall strategy to modernize grid assets. And we are increasing automation, improving accuracy, enhancing visibility into real-time federal power and transmission operations. This key strategic initiative will enhance the optimization and reliability of the grid, reduce costs, and enable us to take advantage of new market opportunities. Another important priority is the development of a regional resource adequacy program. The capacity shortages in California last summer demonstrated the future challenges the West Coast will encounter if we don't work together to address this issue. Now more than ever, we need a regional effort to ensure utilities and load-serving entities have resources and firm transmission to meet peak load. That's the goal of the Northwest Power Pool Resource Adequacy Program, in which BPA is actively engaged. The program must serve the interests of our customers and load residing within our balancing authority. Our decision on whether to participate in this program will be based on our ability to assure reliable service, remain competitive, and maximize the value BPA's surplus power and transmission system. Maximizing value is not only central to market development, it's central to everything we do as public servants. And that was the case with the recent record of decision I signed concerning Columbia River system operations, which I believe will benefit fish while providing clean, dependable, affordable power to the people of the Northwest. Now, at the same time, we'll preserve the many other purposes and benefits of the system that the Northwest residents really rely on, including irrigation, navigation, and flood control. If we continue to manage our costs and leverage additional revenue opportunities, we can limit or avoid financial impacts of the CRSO selected alternative on BPA's ratepayers. Our objective is to remain our customers' provider of choice for low-cost, reliable, responsible, low-carbon power for decades to come. Now, I understand that we will have to work together to identify the solutions that balance our need to be competitive with our ability to improve fish populations. And I remain committed to working with federal, state, tribal, and other partners to mitigate the impacts of the system on fish and wildlife in the region. And I also know there are proposals and new concepts emerging to address the many challenges I've spoken about. I applaud the creativity and forward thinking that has gone into ideas on the future operation of the federal power and transmission system, but it is also important to approach these opportunities with intellectual curiosity and to make decisions in a measured, disciplined manner based on facts and data. There are just too many critical issues with material impacts to our energy and economic futures to take these decisions lightly. We know that when it comes to deciding the future of the power system, progress often is slow, but the results are long-lasting. And I see that being the case with the Columbia River Treaty. The effort to rebalance treaty benefits on more equitable terms while balancing ecological and flood risk management needs is tremendously important in arriving at a more modernized, durable treaty. We will continue to work with key stakeholders to find a sustainable path forward that will meet both regional and national needs. Now, I believe Bonneville's current strategic goals and objectives are the right ones to continue moving forward as our agency progresses. As administrator, I will ensure we address the challenges I've outlined today, as well as the many other obstacles we'll face as we focus on providing reliable, low-cost products and services to meet the needs of our customers and communities they serve. I truly believe that collectively we can forge a path forward to meet the challenges of climate change and still provide the economic prosperity that the Pacific Northwest has experienced since Bonneville was created. My confidence in our ability to accomplish these goals is rooted in my experience and understanding of the people I have the privilege of working with to develop solutions. I know it will take a lot of collaboration, and as administrator, I view it as my job to set the stage for frank, honest discussions needed to foster a broader understanding of the different perspectives and interests and to better inform my decision-making. As I've said, I don't believe I would be standing here today if it wasn't for the investments that people have made generously in me along my career path. George Bell, BPA's first African-American senior executive, recruited me to Bonneville and this industry. Mr. Bell took the time to share his admiration for Bonneville and told me what a great place it was to work. He also provided me important mentorship and set the foundation for my professional success. I have benefited from a number of brilliant, kind people over the years. People like Barney Keep, my first manager, who encouraged me to take on very tough assignments, and Vicky English, who gave me my first managerial opportunity, as well as the support to be successful. Bill Kendrick, who taught me a lot about how to navigate personnel and management challenges, and people like Terry Esfelt, Godfrey Beckett, Bill Lamb, Jim Curtis, Paul Norman, Alan Burns, Chuck Meyer, Carrie Lee, Ted Barnum, Val Koss, Jorge Carrasco, Bill Drummond, Steve Wright, and of course our former administrator, Elliot Mainzer. They and many others have played important roles in my life through their willingness to teach, mentor, and give me a shot just to perform. I thank them all and the many other colleagues I continue to count on. I hold your investment in me as well as the honor of serving as the 16th BPA administrator with the highest gratitude and esteem. I understand that in order to achieve our goals and successfully overcome the challenges before us, we will need the support, engagement, and contributions of all of our extraordinary workforce. We have spent a tremendous amount of effort to create a diverse and inclusive culture that values people and where we seek operational excellence by leveraging collaboration and fostering trust both internally and externally. And while this hard work has yielded positive results, we still have a ways to go. We still have a ways to go when it comes to seeing a strong, diverse representation among our leadership team, our broader workforce, and in our applicants. And under my leadership, we will endeavor to create a work environment that is best in the federal government and reflects the diversity of the nation we serve. And we will maintain our commitment to workforce safety and strive to be the safest utility in North America. Nothing is more important to me than making sure every one of our workforce makes it home safely to their families after every shift, because I know how important my family is to me. In many ways, I'm here because of the love and support my family has given me. I thank my parents for giving me the opportunity and expectations of continual growth. I never needed for anything. And despite institutional and societal challenges I faced, they never made me feel as though there were any limitations on my growth or what I could achieve. I thank my wonderful siblings, Victoria, Jeffrey, and Jason. You are so special to me. In fact, that I have always strived to be a role model for you. I also want to thank my daughters, Alexandria, Juliana, Madison, and Elizabeth. There's never been a day since Alex was born that what I do when I wake up to my final thoughts before I go to sleep doesn't boil down to my love for you. And to my beautiful wife and partner in life, Paige. My love and appreciation for you, as well as the inspiration and support you have given me, are boundless. Thank you. As the swearing in symbolizes, this is a new era for me and my family. But more than anything, this is a new era for BPA and the industry in a number of ways. One thing remains unchanged, however, and that is the importance and influence of the Bonneville Power Administration on our region and nation. It is both an honor and a privilege to have been chosen to lead such an important institution through such a changing landscape. And I pledge my commitment to ensuring that the value and prosperity BPA brings to the people of the Pacific Northwest continues for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, John, and thank you, Congressman Blumenauer, for without you, none of this would have been possible today. This is a moment that I know that I and my colleagues and all of us who are John's support, who are rooting for John today, we'll never forget that. Forget this day, and I'm grateful that we could all share it together. I know that we're all very busy these days, and we have a lot on our plates and minds, but it's important to take time to come together on really important occasions like this.
I just want to express my excitement and congratulations to John. Well deserved. Have a lot of important issues to address moving forward. I look forward to working with you. I will tell you that the acting secretary, as well as the chief of staff, is aware of your swearing-in ceremony, and they asked me to express their congratulations and looking forward to working with you. So plan to have plenty of conversations moving forward, but really want to recognize the partnership, the role you play, the importance the region is, the activities that BPA does with respect to efficiency, renewable energy, and all the priorities that was mentioned in the conversation earlier. So once again, congratulations and all the best, and I look forward to working with you.
John, I want to start by thanking your family. Thank you for allowing John to take on this role. I know there will be long hours and frankly, quite a bit of stress. And John, thank you. I really appreciate your statement about, once you achieve the position, the only thing you can do alone is fail. I think that is very appropriate when you think about the relationship between reclamation and Bonneville. We can generate power, but don't have anything to do with it, don't have any place to send it. You can be in the business of selling power, but if you don't have it, you fail. So together, we are the ideal relationship. We generate, you ensure that we're selling it and putting that money back into investment. So thank you very much, John, for taking on the role. I very much look forward to working with you and strategically figuring out how we improve things in the region. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Look forward to our continued partnership.
I would love to just say a couple of things about my dad. I guess first and foremost, thank you guys for putting on this awesome presentation. I know given times these days are very unprecedented, but it's great that we can all come together in a virtual setting and celebrate something like this. Just to say a couple words about my dad. Growing up, he's always been an inspiration to me of sorts, whether it be via athletics or academics or just encouraging me to really go out there and do my best in whatever I really wanted to do in life. And so I definitely appreciate that aspect of him. And I know that growing up, I don't know if some of you remember me or not, but I was in Bonneville a couple times for Bring Your Child to Work Day. And I just remember always coming in and really having a great time. And he was always really enthusiastic about where he worked and how passionate he is about the company. And so thank you guys for continuing to instill that in him and just welcoming us with open arms and having this presentation. We really appreciate it. Congratulations, Dad.
This is Vicky. I am so very, very happy that you are now the administrator of Bonneville Power. When we met more than 20 years ago, when you applied on a position I had to manage the conservation programs in Spokane, there were excellent candidates, but you were the best, so I selected you. I knew I was asking a lot of you and your family to move to a new city in eastern Washington, to take on your first supervisory position, and then to manage a big, complicated, controversial program, which was spread out geographically, and you had to do it all at once. But I was confident and I knew you could do it. And as we worked together, I realized that I had not just made a good selection, I had made a dynamite selection. It was clear you had the potential to succeed as a senior executive official, maybe even the administrator. And as I watched you handle difficult assignments one after another, it was clear I was right. And here you are. Being the administrator is a spectacularly difficult, complicated, and controversial job. Doing it well is hugely important to the region, especially given all the changes that are coming to the industry. I'm delighted that your experience, good judgment, and basic decency are recognized and going to be utilized. Congratulations. I know you can do it.
Hey, John, this is Jorge. I'm very pleased to be able to take part in your swearing in. You and I know that BPA faces some major challenges in the coming years, but I'm highly confident that you're the best qualified person to confront them. BPA has a rich history, and you've been a part of it, a critical part of it, over the last almost 30 years. Customers, employees, and stakeholders should be very pleased that someone with your background is available to take the lead at this time. I am very happy for you, John. And John, I know that you will do an exceptional job for our region. Congratulations and best of luck.
Hi, John. It's Nancy Hirsch with the Northwest Energy Coalition. Congratulations on your appointment as administrator. We look forward to continuing our collaborative relationship with the administrator, even when we don't agree. And we do certainly have a shared vision that BPA is a critical part of the region's electricity system and plays a key role supporting the transition to a clean energy economy for the region and creating enduring solutions to restore Columbia Basin salmon. We're anxious to work with you to modernize BPA, to address climate change, and bring more economic and environmental benefits to all the communities in the Northwest. All the best to you in this new role. Take care.
Hi, John. Congratulations on becoming BPA's newest administrator. It's truly an honor and an achievement for you that I hope you will celebrate properly with your friends and family. I wanted to take a moment to highlight something about your personality, John, that I think makes you a perfect fit for this job, both for today and going forward. And it's about your collaborative spirit. It's about your focus on relationships and your focus on trust and ultimately people. We obviously, as a society right now, are stretched pretty thin on the people connectivity part, but I think you do a tremendous job of bringing people together to find the good, to find the commonality, and ultimately to land on sustainable solutions. I know we're going to have some difficult conversations going forward. I know we'll have some great conversations going forward, but I also know coming to the table with you, John, means you'll focus on that trust and on that long-term relationship, and that's what's so important, not only for today, but for tomorrow, and ultimately for all the citizens of the Northwest that Public Power and BPA serve. So let's roll up our sleeves and get ready for the next chapter. Again, John, congratulations, and look forward to working with you in your new capacity.
John, I'm so excited for you. You're starting a journey that's going to take you to places that you've only imagined in the past. You know, I've been in the industry a long, long time, 43 years. And as such, I've seen many big issues come, many big issues resolved, and unfortunately sometimes kicked down the road to be dealt with later. I see the issues that are coming up for Bonneville and for the region to be some of the most formidable in my lifetime or experience. I think you are well situated for that. I'm told you're the 16th administrator of BPA. I've worked with 10. And of those, I think you are as capable as any, perhaps even more so. You and I have worked together for 15 years. I know that you are the administrator the region needs. You are the administrator the region wants. By any definition of leadership, you display and own all the attributes of a great leader. And one I want to call out in particular that is appropriate for you is humility. You understand that we're all human, and as human, we're capable of great things. And accordingly, you challenge people to accomplish those great things. But you also understand that as humans, we're subjected to creating errors at times. And you also know how to manage through that in a way that's uplifting for the people you work with. For the times you are the right administrator for the culture of BPA, you will be good for the employees of that organization. I know you're going to be successful, and I want to offer my assistance in any way that you see fit to help both you and BPA. Congratulations on this appointment. I look forward to talking with you soon.
John, welcome to the rather small club of people who have served as the Bonneville administrator. Be prepared for something that is going to be the most challenging, but the most rewarding experience of your professional career. BPA and its assets and its people are incredibly valuable and create economic and environmental advantage for the Pacific Northwest. And that responsibility is now in your hands, and it is awesome for sure, but you're up to it. I know you're up to it, and lots of people that know you know that you are up to it. And we're excited for you and the opportunity that you're going to have to be able to make a real difference for the people of the Pacific Northwest. I recall a time when Steve Hickok came into my office quite a few years ago and said that someone was trying to lure you away to another utility. And he said, we can't let that happen. John is too much potential to do great things here at Bonneville. He was right then, and I'm so glad that he came in and made that clear that we needed to make that move to keep you, and it's certainly going to pay off in the next few years. I do want to let you know that during the course of my tenure as administrator that Peter Johnson and Jim Jura and Randy Hardy and Judy Johansson and even Don Hodel reached out at different points just to say they were there to help, knowing how difficult the job can be, but how important it is. And I just want to say to you, John, I'm here for you. If there's anything that I can do for you someplace along the way, please let me know. I'll be happy to do it because what you are doing is so important to the 11 million people who live in the Northwest. Thanks for taking this on, and best wishes to you. Take care.
Greetings from Montana. Congratulations, John, on your selection as Bonneville's next administrator. I have no doubt that you'll be very successful. You've had broad experience within the agency, you have a tremendous team at Bonneville to work with, and you have good judgment, a trait I have seen in you firsthand. Although the pandemic makes your installation a little muted, the responsibilities and obligations you now shoulder are no less weighty. At times you will feel overwhelmed, but remember that you have the tremendous Bonneville staff to rely on and legions of customers and constituents and a few former administrators always there to offer helpful advice. Along those lines, get out of the headquarters building at every opportunity. Go over to Dittmer and see people out in the field. You'll meet some amazing folks who have dedicated their lives to keeping the remarkable Bonneville power and transmission system safe and reliable. Congratulations again, best wishes, and Godspeed, John.
Hi, John. Recording this congratulatory message for you in the midst of a prolonged power outage reminds me of the importance of leadership during challenging times. I am confident you are the right leader for BPA in these times. I am pleased DOE chose to hand you the reins of the agency.
Hi, John. From Administrator number 15, I'd like to formally congratulate you on the occasion of your swearing in as the 16th Administrator of BPA. Having worked closely with you for many years, including as one of my principal partners during my time as Administrator, I could not be more pleased or proud that you've taken on this very important role. The people of Bonneville and the Pacific Northwest are truly lucky to have you. By virtue of its role as an engine of the region's economic prosperity and environmental sustainability, Bonneville is always at the center of events in the Pacific Northwest. This is a particularly important time that is fraught with opportunity. I wish you all the best in successfully navigating the complex web of forces at play at the moment, and know that your compassion, intelligence, and good instincts will lead you to wise decisions. On behalf of the people I now represent at the California Independent System Operator, I look forward to building on the foundation of trust we established in recent years and extending our partnership well into the future. Bonneville is a critical partner to many entities throughout the West, and this is especially true for California. Again, John, congratulations on taking on this vitally important role. And once we get past August, I hope to get a chance to stay in regular touch. Good luck.
Congratulations, John, on your well-deserved selection as BPA Administrator. The customers are delighted, and I think you'll find them very supportive as you go forward in your new duties. I'm pleased because in the last 2 or 3 years of working with you, I've been impressed by your dedication to public service, your steady, unflappable kind of approach to solving complex problems, and your knowledge of both the issues and the players involved. I would give you one piece of advice in your new role. Encourage the workforce to do the best at their particular jobs, and leave the politics to you and Dan and Sonia. If you can get that division of labor, you'll be successful. Congratulations again.
Congratulations, John. When I first had the opportunity to work alongside you 17 years ago, I immediately recognized you were more than smart and driven to learn. You had purpose and a desire to make others around you be the best that they could be. You and Paige share those qualities, and Alex, Juliana, Maddie, and Lizzie are all accomplished in their own right because of them. Yet you both take it further. Paige is a college professor, and you as a respected leader. You share them with others. You lead by example and create opportunities for your team to join you in the journey, always curious to ask the next question or the tough questions that make everything about the product better. I could go on, and instead I'll just say to those that don't know you well, they're in for a treat as you and your team guide Bonneville into the future. On behalf of the Peanut family, Pete and I extend our sincere congratulations. No one ever said it would be easy, and yet I know that you will find opportunities in the challenges ahead and face them together with your partners, customers, stakeholders, and employees as our energy future unfolds. Congratulations. I'm really excited for you. and good luck.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kat Brigham. I'm the Board of Trustees Chairman for the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation. And I'm here to thank and congratulate John for applying and receiving the job. I really appreciate the working relationship we have and look forward to working with him on future issues. Thank you.
I'd just like to say thank you to everybody for everything that you've done. So many great stories and so much support from you, John. And I know that this is a small group of a much larger team supporting you. This concludes the ceremony this morning.